A man walks into Scotland Yard. He says, "I've killed someone." But he doesn't know his name. He walked up to the front desk. His clothes were dirty. His head was shaved. No ID, no bag, nothing. "I've killed someone," he said. The officer looked up. "Name?" The man hesitated. "I don't know." He was calm, too calm. He let them search him. Empty pockets, not even coins. They asked again, "When did the murder happen?" "I don't know." "Who did you kill?" "I don't know." "Where?" "I don't know." They locked him up, called Inspector Japp, 9:12 a.m. By 9:40, Hercule Poirot entered the building. He said nothing at first. He looked through the glass. The man was sitting on the bench, back straight, hands folded, not shaking, not tired, alert. Japp stood next to Poirot. "He walked in like that," Japp said. "Said he's a killer. Can't remember who, when, or why." Poirot raised an eyebrow. "He said nothing else?" "He asked for you. Said he saw your name in a newspaper." "He remembers my name." "Yes." "But not his own?" "Correct." Poirot stared at him. "Let me talk to him." They walked in. The man looked up. His eyes focused on Poirot. "You're Poirot," he said. "I've heard of you." "I solve puzzles," Poirot replied. "You've brought me one." The man nodded slowly. "I think I killed someone." "But you don't remember it?" "No." "Do you know where you were last night?" "No." "Do you know your age?" "Not exactly." "Your name?" The man didn't answer. Poirot glanced at his clothes. Old, torn, but not filthy. His skin was pale. His hands were soft. Not a laborer, not a vagrant. Poirot stood up. Japp opened the door. Hastings was waiting outside. "Well?" he asked. Poirot didn't blink. "This man is either lost or the best liar we've ever seen." "I see darkness, a man falling, voices, blood," he says. "But I don't know who I am." He sat straight, shoulders level, hands open, resting on the table. His face was clean, no cuts, eyes steady. He didn't look tired. He didn't look confused either. The metal chair was cold. The walls were plain. No clock, no sound. Poirot entered, pulled a chair, sat down. No handshake, no file. Just a stare. "Do you know your name?" "No." "Do you know mine?" "Yes." "Where from?" "I saw it in a newspaper." "Which one?" "I don't remember." Poirot nodded. "Close your eyes. What do you see?" The man paused. Darkness. Poirot waited. A man falling. Voices. Blood. "Whose voice?" "I don't know." "Yours?" "Maybe." "His?" "Maybe." Poirot leaned back. "Do you remember the place?" "No." The man looked at the table, then back up. "You believe you killed someone?" "Yes." "Why?" "I feel it." "Feel what?" "Weight. Inside me. Like I did it." "Fear?" "Yes." "Regret?" "I don't know." Poirot turned his head. Japp was watching through the glass. He didn't move. "Have you ever been here before?" "I don't think so." Poirot stood up, walked behind the man, hands behind his own back. "Pain?" "Yes." "Where?" "Chest, back, head. Do you think someone hurt you?" "Maybe." "Do you remember it?" "No." Poirot returned to his seat. Still no notes. Still just watching. "What's the last thing you remember?" "Waking up, near the water." "River?" "Yes." "Time of day?" "Dark." "Was anyone with you?" "No." "Did you have anything with you?" "No." "No wallet?" "No." "No phone?" "No." Poirot crossed his arms. "Do you think you're lying to me?" "No." "Would I know if you were?" "Probably." Poirot tilted his head. "You say you killed someone, but you have no name, no memory, no face, no proof." "I know." "So why come here?" "I don't know. I just knew I had to." Poirot stared for 10 seconds. No expression. "You're not insane." "Okay." You're not faking confusion. I don't think so. Poirot stood again, walked to the door, stopped, turned back one last time. The man didn't blink, didn't smile, didn't flinch, just stared, still. Something's buried inside him, and it's clawing to escape. What do you call someone with no name, no papers, and no past? He wore a jacket, no brand. Labels were cut off. The inside stitching was loose. The shirt had no tag. The trousers didn't fit well. The clothes weren't old, just stripped. The buttons didn't match. The soles of his shoes were smooth. No dirt, no wear. Poirot stood by the evidence table. The items were placed in a plastic tray. One jacket, one shirt, one pair of trousers, one pair of shoes, one piece of paper, blank, folded. Any prints? Poirot asked. None, the officer replied. No partials, not even smudges. What about the clothes? No laundry marks. No store tags. Every tag has been cut. Clean job. Poirot examined the stitching again. Done by hand, he said. Someone removed every trace. No wallet, no keys, no ID, no money. Nothing, Japp confirmed. Poirot looked at the paper again. Plain. Uncreased except for the fold. No writing, no watermark. Japp called in the forensic specialist. She wore gloves, no clipboard. He's not homeless, she said. How can you tell? Skin is clean, hair recently shaved, no lice, no damage to nails, feet are soft, hands are smooth. Shoes? Poirot asked. Wrong size, too small. No arch pressure, he hasn't walked much. Could he be military? No signs, no posture damage, no visible trauma, no calluses. Poirot asked about his fingerprints. We ran them twice. Nothing. Not in local, national, or Interpol databases. Dental records? No match yet. He has fillings. European style, but not British. Poirot folded his arms. He's not British. Not likely. Accent is local, but tone is neutral. Educated, but vague. Deliberate erasure? Yes, the forensic officer said. Too clean to be natural. Someone erased him on purpose. Could he have done it himself? Possibly, but it would take planning, resources, skill. What about injury? No external trauma, no bruising, no signs of recent struggle. Poison? Negative. Blood work clean. No drugs, no alcohol, no sedatives. Poirot walked back to the glass. The man was sitting in the same position, same posture, same eyes. He hadn't moved in over an hour. No nervous tics, no restlessness, just stillness. Do people erase themselves? Hastings asked. Not easily, Poirot replied. Not completely. What does that mean? Poirot looked at the blank paper again. It means someone planned this. He walked to the evidence tray, stared at the torn labels, then turned to Japp. We have no name, no country, no prints, no records. Yes, Japp said. He doesn't exist on paper. Poirot narrowed his eyes. Someone wanted this man forgotten. Or he wanted it himself. She walked in with a newspaper. She said, I know him. The front desk called Japp. A woman was waiting. She had a newspaper in her hand. She said she recognized the man. Japp brought her upstairs. Poirot was in the observation room. She wore a simple coat, no jewelry. Her voice was soft. French accent. Your name? Poirot asked. Marie-Joseph. Occupation? I was a maid. Where? At the de la Roche's home, Belgravia. She placed the folded newspaper on the table. The article had the man's sketch. I saw this yesterday, she said. I had to come. You know him? Yes. Who is he? Count Henri de la Roche. Poirot did not react. He turned to Japp. How long ago did you work there? 2 years. Why did you leave? The household changed. People left. I wasn't needed. Poirot nodded. You're sure this is him? Yes. What makes you so certain? I saw him every day. I cleaned his room. I brought him breakfast. I know his face. Could you be mistaken? No. Have you seen him since leaving? No. Poirot turned on the monitor. The man was shown sitting in the cell. Marie leaned forward. She didn't speak. Poirot watched her eyes. Then she said, "That's him." "Has he changed?" "He looks thinner, but it's him." Poirot paused. Who else lived in the house? His wife, their son, a few staff. Name of the wife? Countess Isabel. Son, Rodolf. Any visitors? Rarely. The Count stayed home mostly. Did anything unusual happen before you left? There were arguments. I heard shouting. Between who? The Count and his son, sometimes the Countess. Did you ever hear violence? Number just shouting. Poirot looked at Jap. He nodded. Bring her to the room. Marie entered the cell area. The man looked up. She stood still, then said, "Count?" No reaction. She repeated louder, "Count de la Roche." The man blinked, looked at her face, but didn't speak. "Don't you know me?" Silence. Poirot stepped closer to the glass. He whispered, "Watch his hands." The man's fingers twitched. His foot shifted slightly. Marie said again, "I was your maid." Still nothing. She turned to Poirot. "I don't know why he's not speaking, but that's him." Poirot waited for her to leave. Then he walked back to the table. "She could be lying," Jap said. Poirot shook his head. "She's not." Hastings asked, "Then why didn't he react?" Poirot replied, "If she's right, this mystery has a very real home. A grand home in Belgravia, where silence hides in every corner." Poirot stood at the gate, Hastings beside him. Jap waited near the car. A butler opened the door. Silent, tall, no emotion. They were led inside. The hallway was wide, walls plain, paint fading. No family photos, no noise. The Countess entered. Black dress, sharp eyes, cold posture. "Madam," Poirot said, "I am here about a man." "I was informed," she replied. "Do you know a Marie Joseph?" "She was a maid. She left." "She claims the man in custody is your husband." The Countess didn't move. "That's absurd," she said. "My husband is away." "Away where?" "Business." "Where?" She didn't answer. Poirot stepped forward. "How long has he been gone?" "Several weeks. Did he tell you where he was going?" He travels often." Poirot looked around. Furniture was old. Nothing looked touched. "You live here alone?" "My son is here." "May I speak with him?" "He's resting." Poirot turned to Hastings, then back to the Countess. "Do you recognize this man?" He placed a photo on the table. She looked for 1 second, then pushed it away. "That's not my husband." Poirot picked up the photo. "Are you certain?" "Absolutely." "Even though your maid is certain it's him?" "She's mistaken." Jap entered the room. "You said your husband is away?" "Yes." "We've checked his business contacts. No one has seen him." "I'm not responsible for his schedule." Poirot asked, "Do you have a recent letter from him?" "No." "Phone call?" "No." "Do you think he's missing?" "No." Poirot stepped closer. "Do you want him to come back?" Her expression didn't change. "I expect him when he returns." The butler entered. "Sir Rodolf is awake." "Let's meet him," Poirot said. Rodolf walked in, thin, pale, late 20s. He didn't speak. "You've seen the news?" Poirot asked. Rodolf nodded. "You recognize the man in custody?" "No." "Your father?" "No." Poirot stared. "Marie says he's your father." "She's wrong. Do you want to see him?" "No." Poirot watched Rodolph's eyes. They didn't move. He looked at the Countess. Still no change. He stepped back. "Thank you," Poirot said. They turned to leave. In the hallway, Hastings whispered, "They're lying." Poirot nodded. He looked once more down the hallway. The butler closed the door. The lock clicked. No pictures, no voices, no warmth. Everyone in this house wears a mask. His library held thrillers, not classics. His life mirrored fiction. The butler unlocked the study. Poirot entered first. Hastings followed. The room was silent. Books lined the walls. Poirot moved to the shelves. He scanned the titles. No history, no politics. Just fiction, crime novels, mystery paperbacks, spy thrillers, cheap bindings, worn spines, nothing rare. Poirot pulled out a book, read the back cover, murder, amnesia, secret identities. He picked another. A rogue spy, fake passports, disguises. Poirot looked at Hastings. "Notice a pattern?" Hastings nodded. "All fantasy." Poirot opened a drawer. Empty. Next one. Papers. Old receipts, a boarding pass, undated, no name. He turned it over. Blank. "Anything useful?" Japp asked from the door. "Not yet," Poirot said. He kept pulling books. Inside one, a folded page. He opened it. A printout. Fictional character names, highlighted notes, underlined lines. Poirot studied the handwriting. Not Countess's, not Marie's. "What's this?" "Research," Poirot said. "Or obsession." More pages. Typed summaries, plots, twists, endings. Poirot placed the papers flat. All centered around fake deaths, disguises, amnesia. Someone spent time on this. He turned back to the shelf. Saw a gap. One book missing. He searched nearby. Found a book behind the desk, face down, spine cracked. He flipped it open. More notes inside. Margin scribbles, arrows. Hastings read one aloud. "Erase the self. Become the story." Poirot's tone changed. "This isn't reading. It's rehearsal." "Rehearsal for what?" Hastings asked. Poirot didn't answer. He returned to the chair, sat down. He looked at the desk. Clear. No computer. No pens. Just a coaster. Glass mark still visible. He sat here. Read here. Planned here. Japp crossed his arms. "You think this was intentional?" Poirot nodded. "Every book is about becoming someone else." He opened another drawer. Maps. Printed routes. Train schedules. One paper had Belgravia to Scotland Yard circled. Poirot held it up. "This isn't an accident. He studied for this." "Who does that?" Hastings asked. "A man who wants to vanish," Poirot said. "Or a man who wants to be caught." Hastings frowned. "Why be caught?" "To make a point." Japp stepped closer. "You're saying he planned the amnesia?" "Yes." "No memory, no ID, but a perfect confession?" "Yes." Poirot stood again. He stared at the books, at the titles, at the mess. Hastings asked, "So who is he really?" Poirot didn't answer. He just whispered, "What if he's not the reader, but the author of this mess?" "That man, that smile, I remember now." Poirot entered the room. The man sat still. Hands on knees, eyes forward. Poirot placed a photo on the table. "Look at this." The man didn't move. Poirot waited. 10 seconds. Then the man leaned forward. He stared. His eyes narrowed. Poirot watched carefully. "That man," pause, "that smile," pause, "I remember now." Poirot leaned in. "Who is he?" "Huber Bruno," the man said. "Old friend." "No, not friend, something else." "Go on," Poirot said. The man kept looking at the photo. Fingers trembled. "We were together, somewhere dark. A cabin, maybe. Wood walls, oil lamp." Poirot didn't interrupt. He was angry. He shouted. "I tried to leave. He blocked the door." "What did he say?" "I can't recall the words, but I felt cornered." Poirot sat back. "Then?" "I pushed him. He grabbed me. I grabbed something. Heavy. A lamp. I hit him. Once? Yes. Did he fall? Yes. Bleeding? Yes." Poirot nodded. "Then what?" "I panicked. I left." I don't remember more. I woke up on the street. Poirot stood, called Japp in. He remembers, Poirot said. Japp asked the same questions. The man gave the same answers. No hesitation, no corrections. Where's the cabin? I don't know. City? Country? I can't tell. Why was Bruno there? We were arguing. About? I don't know. Did you plan to kill him? No. Poirot asked, How do you know his name? I just do. It came to me. His face triggered it. Japp wrote it all down. Poirot stayed silent. When they left the room, Hastings whispered, Seems real. Poirot nodded. But rushed. Too clean? Yes. They entered the side office. Poirot spread the confession. No gaps, he said. No contradictions. No fuzziness. Japp frowned. You think he made it up? Poirot looked at the timeline. Maybe not, but it's too neat. No cabin found. No body found. No blood. No scene, Japp added. No reports of a missing man named Hubert Bruno. Poirot tapped the photo. This image was pulled from a public archive, he said. Why did this man react so quickly? Coincidence? Or conditioning? Memory? Triggered? Or planted? Poirot stepped back. He remembers murder, but forgets his own name. Hastings crossed his arms. Feels wrong. Poirot whispered, but something about his story doesn't quite add up. From the mud and water, a corpse rises and brings truth with it. Japp answered the call. A body had surfaced. River Patrol found it. Poirot arrived with Hastings. Uniforms held the perimeter. No crowd, just silence. The body lay near the bank, face swollen, skin pale, hands stiff. A tire iron was found nearby, clean. No prints, mud-covered. Estimated time of death? Poirot asked. Forensics says 5 to 7 days, the officer replied. Poirot examined the face. Blunt force trauma. 1 strike. Left temple. Same as the confession, Hastings said. Yes, Poirot replied. They moved to the ID process. Wallet found. Plastic bag and pocket. Dry inside. Name, Hubert Bruno. Japp raised an eyebrow. Finally, a real name. Poirot checked the contents. Black notebook, loose cash, burner phone, no personal photos. They flipped through the notebook. Names, dates, amounts. What is this? Hastings asked. A record, Poirot said, of blackmail. They scanned the pages. 7 names, all marked with numbers. 1 name, Count Henri de la Roche, number 18,000 pounds. No date. Japp said, Bruno was blackmailing him. Poirot nodded. Now he's dead. They checked the phone. Deleted messages. 1 contact remained. H. No call logs? All wiped, Tech confirmed. Poirot looked at the tire iron. No fingerprints. No markings. It was used once, then dropped, Japp said. No drag marks. No struggle signs, the officer added. He was hit elsewhere, Poirot said. Then dumped here. They moved upstream. No signs of disturbance. Just soft mud and weeds. Poirot walked the riverbank. Step by step. Eyes on the ground. He stopped. Bent down. Picked up a torn cloth piece. Coat lining, he said. Could match the victim. Back at the station, lab confirmed. Blood matched Bruno. Cause of death, blunt trauma. No defensive wounds. Didn't see it coming, Japp said. Poirot returned to the timeline. De la Roche said he killed Bruno, but couldn't say where or when. Now Bruno was found, killed the way described. But is it truth or luck? Poirot asked. Hastings said, His memory seems real now. Poirot disagreed. Real or rehearsed? Japp leaned over the file. Maybe he did kill Bruno. Poirot said nothing. He stared at the notebook. Why write the Count's name? Hastings asked. If he was dead? Poirot turned the page. Blank, the last entry, no tick, no line through it. It wasn't completed, Poirot said. Bruno expected more. Hastings said, "Then maybe he was meeting the Count again." "Maybe," Poirot replied, "but something's off." They all stared at the black ink, one name. No end. The man died, but the lies are still alive. He wrote poetry, but whispered with criminals. Rodolf sat in his room. Books on his desk, notebooks, pens, blank pages. Poirot knocked once. Rodolf didn't look up. "We have questions," Poirot said. Rodolf closed the book, didn't speak. Poirot placed a photo on the table. Bruno, dead. Rodolf stared, expression flat, no reaction. "You knew him," Poirot said. Rodolf blinked. "No." "You were seen with him. Where?" "East End, 2 weeks ago." Rodolf leaned back. "That's not true." "Multiple witnesses, same story. They're mistaken. Cafe owner described your coat, said you spoke in whispers." Rodolf shrugged. "I visit cafes." Poirot placed another item, notebook, Bruno's. Rodolf looked at it. "I don't know what that is." "Your father's name is in it." "That doesn't mean anything." Poirot waited. No answer came. Hastings stepped forward. "You're a poet?" "Yes." "Published?" "No." "What do you write about?" "Pain." Silence. Truth Poirot raised an eyebrow. "Or lies?" Rodolph's lips tightened. "I don't owe you answers." Poirot stood. Japp entered. "There's more," he said. He dropped a file. Inside, CCTV stills. Rodolf, Bruno, same table, outside a pub, clear image. Rodolf looked down, said nothing. Poirot opened the file, read aloud. "Bruno known for blackmail, used young men as messengers." Rodolf didn't flinch. "Are you one of them?" "No." Poirot leaned in. "Or did you use him?" Rodolf snapped. "This is nonsense. Why meet him at night?" "I didn't." Poirot played a recording. Voice confirmed. "Rodolph's?" He sighed. "Fine, I met him once. Why lie?" "Because I knew what it would look like." Poirot pressed. "Did he blackmail you?" "No." "Your family?" "I don't know." "Did your mother know?" "No." Poirot showed the name list. "Why is your father's name here?" "I don't know." "You helped Bruno?" "No." "You knew Bruno was dead before we told you?" "No." Japp added, "Your prints were found on the river footpath." Rodolf paused, said nothing. Poirot looked at him. "You're not a poet?" Rodolf smiled slightly. "I write. That's all." "You play roles," Poirot said. Rodolf looked up. "You acted here, at home, at the pub. Always someone new." Rodolf replied, "Then maybe I'm good at it." Japp said, "You're not innocent." Rodolf leaned back. "I'm not guilty either." Poirot closed the file, watched him for 10 full seconds. "Rodolf is no artist. He's an actor in a darker play." When they found Rodolf, guilt was already written on his face. The call came at 7 a.m. Rodolf had left the house, registered under a false name, boarding house in Camden. Poirot and Japp arrived. 3rd floor, room 3B. The manager opened the door. Rodolf was sitting on the bed. Still dressed, no surprise. He stood without a word, hands ready. "You're under arrest," Japp said, "for the murder of Hubert Bruno." No protest, no questions. He just nodded. They walked him out. The hallway was quiet. Down the stairs, into the car. Back at the station, the Countess was waiting. She stood when she saw him. He avoided her eyes. She didn't speak, didn't ask why. Poirot observed them both. The Count was in the next room. He demanded to see his son. Japp refused. Poirot allowed 1 minute. The Count stepped in, looked at Rodolf, spoke in French, software urgent. Rodolf gave one-word replies. Poirot watched body language, protective, defensive, controlled. The Count stepped out, faced Poirot. "He's innocent." "Based on what?" "He told me." "That's not evidence," Japp said. The Count looked at Poirot, eyes sharp. "You've made a mistake." Poirot didn't answer. Back in the room, Rodolf sat with arms folded. Poirot placed the evidence file on the table. We have motive. We have connection. We have presence. Rodolf stayed silent. Poirot opened the notebook, pointed to the Count's name, then to the amount. Rodolf glanced once. No comment. Japp asked, "Why were you meeting Bruno?" Rodolf replied, "To protect my father." "From what?" "Exposure. Scandal." "Was he guilty?" "No." "Then what did Bruno have?" "Stories. Letters. Nothing real." Poirot leaned in. "Did you pay him?" "No." "Did you threaten him?" "No." "Then why was he found dead?" "I don't know." "You were on the path." "Yes." "You met him?" "Yes." "When?" "2 nights before he died." "What did you say?" "I told him to stop, that we had nothing more to give." "Did he agree?" "No." "Did you return?" "No." Poirot stared. "Who killed him?" Rodolf shook his head. "I don't know." The Countess demanded to see her son. Poirot declined. She waited outside, still, silent. Japp reviewed the facts, means, motive, opportunity. All pointed to Rodolf. Poirot whispered to Hastings, "He's lying," but not for himself. Hastings asked, "For who?" Poirot looked through the glass, at the Count, at the Countess, at the silence between them. Someone here is lying, and badly. Poirot never forgets details, especially when others do. Poirot reviewed the Count's statement. He claimed he was out driving at the time of Bruno's murder, said it was raining, said the roads were slippery, said he returned home before midnight. Poirot checked the report. No rain that night. Dry skies, clear weather. Japp confirmed it. Weather office log. Exact timestamp. Poirot noted it. Next, the car. The Count claimed he parked near Kensington. Said he left it there. Poirot ordered a check. The car was found. But not in Kensington. It was in Whitechapel, abandoned. No sign of damage, no prints. Poirot entered the room. The Count waited, arms crossed, posture firm. "You said it rained." "Yes." "It didn't." "That's odd. I remember rain." "You said Kensington." "Yes." "The car was found in Whitechapel." Pause. "That's not possible." Poirot laid out the photos. Time-stamped, clear. The Count frowned. "I don't understand." Poirot stepped closer. "You're a man of habit. Details matter to you." "Yes." "Then why are these details wrong?" "I was upset, distracted." "By what?" "I don't know." "Fatigue." Poirot stared. "No driver forgets location and weather. Not both." Japp asked, "Were you meeting someone?" "No." "Bruno?" "No." Poirot said, "You were near the river." "No." "We found tire marks matching your car." The Count didn't speak. Poirot dropped another photo. Cloth scrap, matched to car seat fabric, found near the bank. Same place Bruno's body was found. "You were there," Poirot said. The Count didn't deny it. "Why?" No comment. Poirot leaned forward. "Were you alone?" "Yes." "Then why lie?" "I didn't want trouble." "Trouble for who?" Silence. Poirot waited. 10 seconds. "You forget things that matter," he said, "but only when it suits." The Count clenched his jaw. "That's your opinion." "It's logic," Poirot replied. Poirot exited the room. Japp followed. "He's slipping," Japp said. "He's hiding," Poirot corrected. "Protecting Rodolf?" "Maybe." "Or the Countess?" "Possibly." Hastings asked, "Why not just tell the truth?" Poirot answered, "Because someone in that house holds the key." He looked back through the glass. At the Count's face, no fear, no panic, just control. Too much control. Did he really forget? Or is he protecting someone? "He didn't kill Bruno," Rodolf whispers. "I did." Rodolf asked to speak. "Only Poirot." Room cleared, he sat still, head down, hands open. Poirot waited. No words, Just silence. Then, he didn't kill Bruno. Poirot leaned in. Rodolf whispered, I did. Poirot didn't respond. Not yet. Rodolf kept talking. He found our secrets, letters, names, threatened everything. Who? My father, my mother, me. He wanted money. Yes, more each time. Why didn't you go to police? My mother refused, said it would destroy us. And your father? He wanted to pay. But you didn't. No. Poirot asked, when did you meet Bruno last? Night before he died. By the river. Rodolf paused, breathing faster. He laughed at me. Said I'd never have the courage, said I was weak. Poirot watched his face. No tears, just tightness. He pushed me, said he'd expose us, said the press would love it. And then, I lost control. What did you use? A pipe, I think. It was nearby, heavy. One hit? Yes. He fell? Yes. You stayed. Number Y ran. Poirot asked. Where did you go? Home. Washed my hands. Didn't speak to anyone. Did your parents know? Rodolf nodded. I told them. What did they do? Covered it. Planned the lie. Said father would take the blame. Why him? He's already ruined. Poirot didn't reply. He watched Rodolph's eyes. Flat. Cold. But flickering. You lied to protect yourself? Rodolphe shook his head. I lied to protect her. Your mother? Yes. Poirot leaned back. She's the reason this all began. Rodolphe looked up. She had secrets. Bruno found them. What kind of secrets? I don't know. She never told me. Just said Bruno must be handled. Poirot stood, walked to the door, stopped. You knew it would come to this. Yes, why speak now? Because it's over. Poirot stepped out, told Jap, book him. Hastings waited in the hallway. He confessed. Yes. Why now? Poirot answered, because the lie couldn't hold any longer. They watched Rodolphe being led out. Head low, no resistance. Poirot turned to the file. One name circled, one notebook closed. The truth burns, and it burns through everything. I was trying to protect him, the Count says, even if it meant losing myself. The Count requested a meeting. Poirot agreed, just the two of them. The door closed, no one else in the room. I know it's over, the Count said. Poirot stayed silent. I was trying to protect him. Rodolphe? Yes. Poirot nodded. I knew about the meeting. I followed him that night, but I was too late. You saw the body? Number just Rodolphe. He was shaking, blood on his sleeve. Did he tell you everything? Yes. Poirot asked, why not come forward? He's young. I've already made my mistakes. He had a future. So, you erased yourself? Yes. Why the amnesia? To confuse you, delay the case, buy time. Poirot watched him. You shaved your head? Yes. You memorized crime novels? Studied false identities? Yes. Why confess to murder? It was the only way to take attention off him. You believed you could maintain it? Number, but I had to try. Poirot paused. You knew it would fail. I didn't care. Poirot leaned in. Do you realize what you risked? My name means nothing. He still had a chance. You both lied. Badly. Yes. Poirot folded his arms. Did your wife know? The Count nodded. She didn't agree, but she remained silent. For him. For me. Poirot asked, why speak now? The Count looked away. Because he couldn't carry it. You thought he could. Number Y hoped Poirot stepped back. This entire house runs on silence, he said. The Count said nothing. Poirot walked toward the door. Stopped. You failed to protect him. I know. Poirot opened the file. You taught him to lie. The Count didn't argue. Poirot whispered, you tried to erase yourself, but guilt remains. The Count nodded. I carry it now. Forever? Yes. Poirot stared at him. "You've lost him." "I already had." The silence lingered. Poirot left the room. Hastings stood outside. "Well?" "He confessed. To everything but the blow. And now he'll be charged, but lightly. He tried to take the fall. Yes. Out of love," Poirot replied. "Out of fear." They watched the Count being led away. No cuffs, but no freedom. But the sun couldn't disappear, and the lie crumbled. Her eyes were cold, her lips tight, and her judgment final. The Countess was seated in the lounge, alone, still, waiting. Poirot entered. She didn't stand. He placed a file on the table. She didn't touch it. "It's over," Poirot said. She didn't blink, didn't respond. "Your son confessed." Her hands tightened slightly. "Your husband tried to take the blame. Still nothing. You knew." "Yes," she said. Poirot sat across from her. "When?" "The night it happened." "Did he tell you everything?" "Yes." "Did you advise him to lie?" "No." "Did you stop him?" "No." Poirot narrowed his eyes. "Why not?" "Because he was already lost." "Did you love him?" "Yes." "You have an odd way of showing it." Her lips pressed tighter. "I raised him with discipline, not affection. Number it weakens men." Poirot leaned forward. "He was not weak. He was broken. He chose that. He tried to protect you." She didn't reply. "Your secrets led to Bruno's blackmail." She finally looked up. "I warned him, told him not to involve me, but he insisted." "So you stayed silent?" "Yes." "To save yourself?" "To save what's left of this family." Poirot stood. "You failed." She stared at the floor, eyes dry. "What happens now?" she asked. "You testify. Rodolf faces trial. The Count is charged for obstruction. And me? You walk free, but only legally." The Countess didn't respond. Poirot stepped toward the door, paused. "He wanted your approval more than your protection." She didn't answer. "He got neither." She closed her eyes. Poirot left. Hastings stood outside. "She talk?" "Yes." "She show regret?" "No." Japp joined them. "She's untouched by this," Poirot replied. "She's untouched by anyone." They watched her through the glass. She sat motionless, back straight, eyes forward, alone. Poirot whispered, "She's the reason this broke." "Rodolf?" Hastings asked. "Number the Countess." She could have stopped it, but she didn't. No, why not? She had loved her image more than her son. Justice doesn't always feel like justice, not to everyone. The courtroom was quiet. Verdict delivered. Rodolf, guilty of manslaughter, 5 years, no appeal. The Count, fined. Public apology, no prison. The Countess, untouched, no charges filed. Rodolf didn't react. He stood still, accepted the sentence. The Count held his coat, didn't speak, didn't look back. The family was done. In public eyes, ruined. Newspapers printed every detail. Headlines shifted weekly, but whispers stayed. At parties, in clubs, on the street. The noble killer, the family of lies, the silent mother. The story faded, but never disappeared. Poirot closed the file, placed it in his drawer. Hastings entered. "You finished with it?" "Yes." "Does it feel right?" "No." Hastings sat. "Justice was served. Legally, yes," Poirot said. "But justice is not law alone. What then? Truth, intent, consequence." Hastings nodded. "Still feels wrong." Poirot said nothing, just stared at the window. The sun was out, but it felt cold. He folded his hands, spoke slowly. The boy lied to save his family. The father lied to save the boy. And the mother watched. Hastings asked, "Who was the worst?" Poirot replied, "The one who spoke least." They sat in silence. Later that day, Poirot returned to Scotland Yard. One last visit. Rodolf was in a holding room, books beside him, no pen. Poirot entered. Rodolf stood. "I wanted to thank you," Rodolf said. "For what?" "For seeing the whole picture." Poirot didn't smile. "You destroyed yourself," he said. "I know. You thought it was loyalty." Rodolf nodded. "It was fear." Rodolf didn't argue. Poirot stepped closer. "Do better when you return." Rodolf replied, "If there's anything left of me." Poirot stared at him. "There is. You just buried it too deep." He turned to leave. Rodolf said, "Did she ever ask?" "Who?" "My mother." Poirot paused. "No." Rodolf sat back down. That was the final answer. Poirot left. Hastings waited outside. "Will he survive prison?" "Yes, but it will change him." Hastings whispered, "It already has." They walked away. And then came their final goodbye. In a quiet room, a father holds his son's hand one last time. The visit was approved. 15 minutes, no extensions. Rodolf waited at the table, hands flat. Back straight. The door opened. The Count entered. No guards, just them. He sat across from his son. No handshake, no words at first. Rodolf broke the silence. "You look tired." "I am," the Count said. Rodolf nodded. "Do you hate me?" the Count asked. "No. I failed you." "Yes." "But I tried." "I know." They both looked down. Same hands, same jaw. "You protected me," Rodolf said. "I thought I had to." "You didn't." "I know that now." Rodolf's voice dropped. "I never asked for that. I gave it anyway." They sat in silence. "I told them the truth," Rodolf said. "Yes." "They think I'm broken." "Are you?" Rodolf shrugged. "I feel hollow, but also clean." The Count nodded. "That's something." He reached across the table, placed his hand over Rodolf's. Rodolf didn't pull away. "Take care of yourself," the Count said. "You too." A buzzer sounded. Time was up. The guard opened the door. The Count stood, paused. "One day you'll understand," he said. "I hope not," Rodolf replied. The Count left. Poirot stood by the exit. "Was it enough?" he asked. The Count didn't answer. "Do you regret it?" "Every hour." Poirot nodded, watched him go. Later, Poirot and Hastings sat in the office. "All done?" Hastings asked. "Yes." "Did it end well?" But it ended. Poirot opened his journal, wrote one line. "Loyalty hides many sins." Hastings leaned back. "You think the Count was noble?" But he was human." "What about the Countess?" "She chose silence." "And Rodolf?" "He paid." "Too high a price?" Poirot closed the journal. "Maybe not high enough." They looked at the file one last time. Then Poirot stood. Final case notes submitted. Outside, rain began, cold, light. Poirot didn't take his umbrella. He walked slowly, thoughtfully, voice low, words exact. A father's love does not erase truth. It bends it, stretches it. Sometimes it breaks. He paused at the corner. Close emotionally. A father's love may not save the world, but it shows us what sacrifice truly means.